This is the Stabby Road Podcast.
Hey, it's us, Stabby Road. We're back for another one.
Sup?
What's up, everyone? What's up?
Chillin'.
What's up?
Killing.
Like a villain. All right, what's up? All right. Yeah, we got another great episode for you. But first, we've got an announcement.
A very exciting one.
Last month, we had a big announcement about Scared for Your Life. Today, we have a big announcement for Stabby Road. And that is, if you any of our fan that's been listening to us knows that the original four were the original three. There was a core three. It was myself. It was Sonia. It was Joe. Then it became the core four, which is myself, Sonia, Joe, Stabby Tech, Josh.
Kind of weaseled my way in there.
You weaseled his way in
You
there.
earned it. You
Well, you were there the whole time. You just never were
A host,
official
yeah.
host.
Yeah.
Due to a bunch of things, our good friend Joe ultimately had to step back.
Died in a self-suck accident.
A self-suck accident. It was a self-suck accident. Well, primarily because he didn't remove his rib, and
He did not remove his rib.
That is what caused a
that's
lot of issues.
Where his problems were.
Yeah, and it went south very, very quickly.
Still having vertebrae issues.
Yeah, and still haven't heard from him since. So, I think probably because it broke and he got through, and he hasn't stopped since.
He hasn't stopped since.
That's probably
That's
the
what the
issue that's
incident is.
happened.
He's a busy guy right now.
I thought
He's
maybe
just
it was
dehydrated
internal
right now.
bleeding from the
he didn't
splinter,
care.
but that
He didn't
makes
care.
more sense.
He didn't care. I don't think any of us would care if we were capable of doing that. No, it would not stop. And so what was happening was we thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we had a whole bunch of rotating guests? And so in the past, you've seen us have a lot of rotating guests. We had Beck Fortis here, who was awesome. We had TJ here, who was awesome. Who else did we have?
Serranos.
We had the
Serranos.
Serranos here, which were great. We had a great set of episodes with Jill Sholin,
Yes.
with Diana Porter, Lindsay,
Yeah.
Sonia, and who else? It was just the three of you?
There was the four of us. Jill, Lindsay,
And Jill,
Diana,
and Jill, of course, yeah. So we've been rotating a lot, but I think ultimately what has happened is that I believe we have landed on a new host, a new guest host, not a guest host, a new actual co-host, I should say, and that is
Come on down, Richard Dawson.
TJ Kiss, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I'm very excited to be part of the team officially.
So hopefully you've also seen a whole new title sequence with us and all this sort of stuff. So welcome, TJ.
Thank you.
This
is great. I'm very happy to be here.
Official
Yes.
set of what are we doing? Vampires month.
Good way to
And
kick
this
it
is your
off.
first official co-host, permanent
Like
co-host.
officially,
Yeah, so
you're-
thank you.
you're
We're
part of the
grateful to
crew.
have him. He's been wonderful. I think one of the things we talked about too earlier is because it's very easy that if there are movies, like we like a lot of movies, but if they're movies we don't like, it's easy for someone if they don't have a necessary love or emotional attachment to movies, it's easy to like shit on them and say, oh, this movie sucks, it's a piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. But when we don't like something or if we find it not great, we have a sort of tendency to kind of like Mystery Science Theater it or riff tracks it so that it becomes fun.
Right.
And then we ultimately actually do look for things in it that we like.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going out of our way.
Right, exactly. Because that's not the energy we like to put out in our podcast.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go podcasts where people do that, there are plenty of those you can go. Still listen to ours, by the way.
Yeah, please don't
always
leave.
tune in.
Because we don't want the five of you to go
Don't
away.
go.
Yeah,
I think Stephen King said it best. He said the worst horror movie I ever saw was still fucking great.
yeah.
And I think
Yes.
that's how all of us feel.
Yes.
I always likened it to Halloween candy. Like you get your Halloween candy at the end of the day, and there's all this amazing stuff. And by the time you get to the bottom of the bag, it's all freaking candy
Raisins.
corn and Mary Jane's,
Necco wafers.
Necco wafers. But there's still candy. There's still
You like candy
candy.
corn? I love candy corn.
Well,
all right,
she's
so-
got candy corn
circus
candles in this house.
She
I saw.
does.
Circus peanuts, and nobody likes Mary Jane's because Mary Jane's honestly
Are those like
is
those
just
hard caramels?
earwax.
Yeah.
It's earwax.
Yeah,
That's
those,
all it is.
You're right. It's the texture's all wrong.
No,
Yeah.
it's not even
I
candle
think those
wax.
were outlawed by the time I was having candy.
No, they're
I
still
don't,
around.
I
I
don't
think
know what
they
that
might
is.
still be around. I don't know what the hell they are.
They
Anyway,
didn't have it at my grocery store this year, and I'm heartbroken. They used to do a gourmet, like a handmade candy corn.
Ooh,
And
wow.
everybody I have ever met that hates it, that tried that, was like, oh.
Okay. All right.
So I'm
Maybe
just
I have
saying,
to try
I'm
that
just
because
saying.
I'm
Candy
not a
corn has
candy
the
corn guy.
best texture. It's so good. It's got great mouthfeel.
Yeah, I do like 7 or 8 of them, and then after that,
Well,
They
yeah,
are very
you can't
sweet, yeah.
can't do more
it's
than
kind of like
7 or 8.
circus
Yeah.
peanuts.
Yeah.
Same
Yes.
thing. Circus peanuts.
Circus
same
peanuts.
thing.
I can't have even one. I have one, and I'm like, I'm done. So no more. So what we're trying to say is these movies, the movies we don't like, are still the candy at the bottom of the Halloween bag. We still love them because they're candy.
Yes.
So and I think TJ you brought that sensibility here, and so it was just a great fit to have. With the four of us.
Well, great. I
So
have a great
welcome.
time every time I'm here. So this is so much fun to do. So the fact that you want me to come back and do it more is just great for me. So I'm
grateful.
happy about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. This is
rats. Now
another
I'm gonna make a
episode of the
Lego
Stabby
TJ.
Road podcast. Oh wait, we still have to. I'm sorry, we have a whole episode to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, this is mine episode too. You think I would've thought about it. All right. This week we are starting off Vampire Month with the 1983 The Hunger. I'm just a quick synopsis. A love triangle develops between a vampire, her cellist companion, and a gerontologist.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good log line, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And this was directed by Tony Scott. It was his first feature film. Tony Scott, much like his brother Ridley Scott, started out in commercials and music videos and things like this. So this is his first foray into feature films. One of my favorite looks for a feature
This
film.
is the best looking movie
You took
ever
the words
made.
right out of my mouth.
This is the most gorgeous looking movie of all time.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I remember being criticized for that. Again, we talked about films because so many films usually get criticized or they don't do great because they're sort of groundbreaking and audiences aren't used to it.
Yeah, they're not ready.
This came out probably a year after Blade Runner,
Okay.
and Alien and things like that. So that this look still was refining itself. And Tony Scott came in with a sort of a new spin on the look with what we called back then smoke lighting, which is now called mist and volumetric lighting.
Yeah, they weren't ready for the Tony Scott swag.
No, they were not. No, they really weren't.
It's
and
like,
so, yeah, it's got
like
a
a
great
noir
look to
vibe.
it.
Yes.
A great horror vibe. It's the first movie that I think there are plenty of gothic horror films, all the way back from the Hammer films to a lot of the early William Castle, even before that, we were talking before about the more sapphic vampire films. But this might be and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, please point it out. But to me, it's the first goth horror film. To the point where it literally opens up with Bela Lugosi's Dead.
Yeah.
My new favorite opening to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in my
Incredible.
opinion is the goth Freebird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bela Lugosi's Dead is goth Freebird
That's
in my
amazing.
opinion, and prove me wrong.
No, that's I wonder if the first goth horror. Yeah.
It might be the first goth horror, and then
like it.
others have come in since, and I think Near Dark might be a good example of goth horror, but I think this might be the first, and if not, it's definitely one of the ones that sort of cemented the concept of horror and goth together. I'm not even gonna. Oh man. Should we even bother to do Slash and Smash later?
This entire cast is smash.
We're talking about Catherine Deneuve playing Miriam Blaylock. We're talking about Susan Sarandon playing the doctor, which her name is Dr. Sarah Roberts.
Yes.
And of course, John Blaylock is played exquisitely by David Bowie.
I was getting upset watching this, being it wasn't enough for him to be the greatest musician of all time. He had to be the greatest actor of all time. And then he was busy being the greatest musician of all time that he couldn't be in every movie ever.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
This was one of the sexiest movies I've ever seen. Just in general.
Oh my God.
Just totally, even just that, to the lighting, just the way, everything, just every moment of it was just oh my God.
There's a tradition that is lost that you rarely see anymore of erotic movies.
Yeah.
And not just, naked bodies and sexy actors. There's something in the
Sensuality.
DNA of the movie.
Yes.
It's sensual.
That is just there that you don't see as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the concept which you don't see a lot in other movies other than vampire films, which is the concept of sexual fluidity. You know, because it's then it becomes like Midnight Cowboy, or where the subject matter is about bisexuality or homosexuality or things like that. Whereas you're right, Josh. This is just part of the DNA of it.
Yeah,
the sexual fluidity of it, and you know, we'll see in future episodes of the upcoming weeks about how there is this one vampire who's got these familiars they've been around for 100 years, and it's time for them to now start finding someone else. This one is a little different, which is kind of interesting, because David Bowie's character is Catherine Deneuve's partner, and he's been around for, I think, like the revolutionary times, I believe.
Well, what I love so much about
they showed him at like
ancient Egypt, I think.
Well, she was around.
She's been around.
I think he was
I think
like,
it's like 200
Palace
years
of
or
Versailles.
French
kind of
Renaissance.
vibe.
French Renaissance.
Okay, yeah, that is correct. Yeah,
But nothing is clear about this
No.
movie. It's very like you sort of have to lean in and figure. Nobody
Yep.
says vampire.
nope,
Yeah.
there's no
Like
they never
you
say
really just
vampire.
sort of have to lean in and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
which is my favorite type of
Yeah,
filmmaking.
but this is the first time we see somebody. We see a little bit of in Let the Right One In, which you'll see in a couple weeks. But this is David Bowie. Something goes wrong in whatever curse she's given him, whatever, and he starts aging.
Rapidly.
and there's no
really
explanation
rapid.
for it either.
No,
No
they
explanation.
never explain.
Yeah, and it's a great scene because it's he goes to see Susan Sarandon's character, who is a gerontologist, who her research is on slowing down the aging process, which is how they get to know her. And so she originally tries to contact Susan Sarandon's character because she notices that he's starting to age.
Yeah, she like sees her at a book signing or something.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. And then he tries to go and say,
He
"Look,
goes, yep.
I'm aging here," and he's sort of like a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
And she goes, "All right, wait in the lobby." And over the course of the time he's in the lobby, which is like 2 or 3 hours, he goes from a middle-aged man to like 100-year-old man, which is, by the way, and I'll get into this later, incredible makeup by the great Dick Smith. One of probably the greatest character makeup
Sculptor.
artist
in
the business, and that's including, you know, guys like the original Lon Chaney or Rick Baker or guys, you know, really probably, in my opinion, the greatest of them all. When it comes to, you know,
I mean, getting natural looking aging
is not an easy.
Oh my
is
God,
not
no.
easy
Yeah.
at all,
No.
especially on someone with cheekbones as high as David Bowie.
It was so funny too watching it. I was like, you know, you have this conception of Bowie as like a god, and it was so funny watching him get aged.
Yeah,
And then watching
Seeing
what
him
he looked
vulnerable
like at that age in real life, and he looked younger and better and healthier when he was actually dying than they did in this makeup.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, this is one of my favorite films. It has not been on streaming, and I'm not joking. I think almost 20 years or something ridiculous. And it just dropped on Tubi, and I was jumping for joy. There were 3 movies that dropped on Tubi that haven't been on anything in forever. That was this, and then one that hasn't been on for even longer, which is Altered States, which
that
Josh
movie's
and I
fucking
watched.
awesome. You seen that one?
I haven't.
We have to do that on
Altered
the podcast.
States is on now on Tubi, and then a very little known John Landis film called Innocent Blood, which is sort of John Landis's answer to American Werewolf in London. So what he did with werewolves, he tried to do with vampires. It's not as good a film, but I still kind of generally love watching it because it's still a lot of fun to watch.
This is the triple feature I'd love to program, right? Start with The Hunger. Move over to Altered States.
Yeah.
After that, The Fly.
Ooh.
Oh, I could see that.
So Altered States somewhere between this and The Fly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they all have some level of body horror to them. Along the ways.
That's cool.
So let's open this up. Let's start with Stabby. Take Josh.
I'm the only sort of I have one critique I'm going to give only because everything is so like the cinematography is incredible, the performances are incredible, the casting is perfect. I had 2 small issues with this, which is And one of them is hard to fault because it came from casting. And I had the same issue with the Interview with the Vampire. Bowie is so magnetic and so good and so charismatic that you feel it when he's gone.
Yep.
And the movie, I don't want to say it drags because it does maintain an interest and it's really, but I kept waiting for him to come back because it seemed weird that he would die off. And it's great, like watching it a second time, I'm sure I won't have that problem with it, but he is just so...
You lose the energy
such
a little bit.
presence. You do feel a little bit of a loss of energy.
Yep.
And then that's not aided by at the end, this movie where it's been so perfectly vague and almost like I love what's it called? Mosaic. Like you really have to look at all these individual pieces to see the full picture. At the end, it was a little too neat of a Hollywood ending, where he like comes in and he it almost felt like they might have like reshot that
they did, and I will get into that.
Oh,
yes,
because it just sort of
it didn't quite fit. You're
Yeah.
right.
for such a
the sort of epilogue scene at the end. right before the
it
trip.
didn't sort of fit
that
for me.
That you actually are correct.
And I like when it goes full genre ghost house, like almost at like the end of Shining, and that I really was all for. But the ending with what's his name? Oh, who's the great actor? Can't remember his name now, but he plays a detective.
Was it Dan Hedaya?
Dan Hedaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is great. Great character actor. That guy.
Right.
Oh my god, the best. Yeah. So, but other than, I mean, it's fucking incredible. The cast is perfect. Editing is perfect. The way the cello scenes where she's playing. Oh my, that little girl is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the violinist. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then I love the detail, with the photographs where she's coming in, and so and she's like, "Oh, you're not." And then are you related because you have the same eyes? And
that
the
scene.
writing was so fucking good. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was, and then the opening. I mean, it really does have three distinct feels because that opening with the Bauhaus up to the credits feels very different than sort of and then he eats does something to the woman in the kitchen, and then that feels like a very different movie than what you get after that, and then after Bowie dies, it shifts into another direction. That's, it's fucking great, man. And this is forever now going to be up there on my vampire movies.
Same.
Yeah. Sonia?
Yeah, I'd never seen it before, and it's been on my list forever.
Yeah.
Eric and I watched it together, and I think about every 3 or 4 minutes we were both just like, "This is so beautiful."
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
It's the most beautiful movie I've ever seen.
It's like noir without kind of being noir. I don't know how to describe it. I was like, I want to make a movie that looks like this. That's all I could think of watching it.
I found it almost distracting. Like at times I had to rewind because I'm like, I have no idea what they just said because I just got lost watching
the visuals.
And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Hold on, let me go back.
Yes.
Almost too good looking, almost.
Yeah.
It's
this
absolutely
is a I don't know if it was a first for the cinematographer, but it was early in his career. As a guy by the name of Stephen Goldblatt, and later we talked about Let the Right One In, where Hoyt van Hoytma shot it, and he went on to do big things like Oppenheimer and stuff. Stephen Goldblatt went on to do a whole bunch of big Warner Brothers films, like
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
He shot Lethal Weapon.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? And so he shot movies of that level after this.
It's interesting too. Seeing.
Wait, sorry. He shot one of my all-time favorites, Legally Blonde.
Oh,
yeah.
Same cinematographer.
I love Legally Blonde. I will die on that hill.
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Combine those two movies.
I would love to. It'd be amazing. No, sorry.
We'll
And he
watch
shot
Legally
Candyman.
Hungry.
This guy's
Legally
a
Hungry.
prolific
The Legal Hunger.
cinematographer. He shot Candyman. He shot, like I said, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies.
That's awesome.
Like,
Yeah, he's become
he's had an insane career.
But like
Absolutely.
Tony Scott having this being his first kind of movie, you can feel the music video
Oh yeah.
influence, which
Particularly
I think is
the opening
really
credits.
Yes,
cool.
100%.
Yeah, particularly Bela Lugosi's dead sequences.
Yeah. Not even just that, the whole movie it feels like, and it's not that every movie isn't an art piece, but it's almost like music videos are a certain kind of style, and he manages to really marry that well.
It's, I mean, some of the best directors ever either came from commercials or music videos or these really short form. I talk about this all the time. Like when my brother and I are designing the look of one of our movies, it's like we're looking at music videos more than we're looking music videos, street photography, and like rarely are we looking at other movies.
Right.
You know, it's like I think music videos have this
because those guys
quality.
Started looking at music videos and photographs. You know, it's the same thing I always say to people, and I've talked to you guys too. I said, don't study your heroes. Study what they study.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That is good. That is very good.
Yeah, but Tony Scott, Ridley Scott started in commercials. David Fincher, Marcus Nispel, like all these names that we like talk about as being some of our favorites. Like they started in music videos and commercials, and fucking Hype Williams, Belly. Like we were talking about that the other day, and like I mean, some of the most visually stunning, because you kind of have to, right?
Exactly. You only have 2.5 minutes to tell an entire story.
You don't have 3 hours to get a character piece across. It's like, no, you have to get an aesthetic, a style, a mood, get story across. Yep. A lot of times in such a short amount of time.
Yep. I think I'm probably the editor and even director that I am today is because I started music videos. Mm-hmm. And because sometimes you have. So there are essentially 24
frames. He's got some
frames.
Great fucking music videos, by the way.
You
should show them. Like they're incredible.
Yes, please.
But they you have essentially 24 frames every second.
Yeah.
And when you're doing music videos, there are times you have 10 frames to get your point across to cut to something else. So it does teach you to economize your storytelling ability. Mm. Even if you then use longer shots or longer takes, like we talked about we mentioned this in Once Bitten, where there's that long take at the beginning, but it's because they're helps
setting up exposition.
Mm-hmm. You understand that you still have to economize your storytelling. You can't do anything extraneous.
You don't have time to tell all the exposition, but you have to show the audience everything they need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I think coming from, particularly with contemporary cinema, coming from music videos helps tremendously. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And there are either others like Tim Pope and Chris Cunningham. Tim Pope, who we've been talking about this now for weeks. Yeah. Because we spoke with Manny Serrano, who was our other co-host at the time. Tim Pope directed the second Crow film, Crow City of Angels.
Okay.
Oh which I might watch that tonight.
Yeah, say what you say about the Crow, whether you like it, I don't care. It's one of the most beautifully shot films ever.
Yep.
And it's shot completely with what's known as sodium vapor lights, which give off that yellowy kind of orange, incredible feel to it. And it's one, and that was Tim Pope. He came from music videos.
Nice.
So and then it also depends on the director, of course. Obviously, I mean, people like Quentin Tarantino didn't, or Scorsese didn't come from music videos,
right?
But if there's a certain particular feel you're going for,
certainly my favorites tended to sort of come from that area.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was obviously really hot. If I wasn't already bisexual, there would have been some bi panic.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
My god, that the seduction scene.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. Yeah.
It was erotic.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so. It feels like a sex scene written by a woman.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Yeah.
If porn is movie and like erotic books or audio are more geared toward women, like that's what this scene felt like.
Yeah.
Felt like
I'm such a stickler for sex scenes in movies too.
Yeah.
And look, I can enjoy anything at any level, but like when there's real artistry and character being pushed, it is, and I think. Funny enough, I just saw this because he also, the cinematographer for this, also shot Don't Look Now. That has one of my all-time favorite sex scenes in it.
Really?
It's not a sexy sex scene. It's this couple who's lost a child, and they're like going through the town or whatever, and it's just a sex scene between a loving couple.
Aww.
that is just trying to connect intimately,
Yeah.
and it's so beautiful and it's so haunting, and I don't like that movie very much, but that scene is so good.
That the Donald Sutherland.
The Donald Sutherland, yeah,
Okay.
it's a brilliant sort of like intimate scene.
Yeah.
And this one is another one that's up there now forever.
Yeah, intimate and explicit are very different.
And it can be explicit. Like
It can be,
there's
absolutely.
nothing wrong with
Nope.
explicit, and I think we need more
Agreed.
sex scenes. We need more explicit sex scenes.
Agreed.
There's
But
a
for
great,
me, I'm such a stickler for it also being artistic
Right.
and really raising it up.
You really
there's
feel
a
the
great
seduction.
film
Yeah.
called. There's a great film from Japan called "In the Realm of the Senses," and it's essentially X-rated. I mean, but it is about just that. It's both. It's there are sex scenes in it that are made specifically for both intimacy, but they're quite explicit. I mean, they are like Pornhub explicit scenes, but they're not there. They're there to convey.
It's not just for the sake
intimacy
of being there.
and push it to actually push the story along in certain parts of their.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. It's one of the
Noted.
few art films. I remember Roger Ebert talking about how, he was a big advocate for porn films if they are there for art's sake. So even things like Deep Throat, which originally when it first came out, they talked about that. Scorsese talks about him and Brian De Palma waiting in line to go see Deep Throat.
Yup.
He was talking about it. This is like that. It's porn, but it's art for art's sake.
I feel
Yeah.
similarly about like violence and gore too, though. Like if somebody
No, I'm
puts it in
absolutely
their
the same
movie
way.
just for the sake of having it there and it doesn't actually further the
I
plot, then it
always-
feels gratuitous.
Yeah.
I always said, if a sex scene is like a fight scene, if it's not pushing character or artistry or emotion, it's just there for a 13-year-old boy.
Yep.
right.
And I'm the same way. Like
No, truly, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the John Wick movies. Those are a little too cartoonish for my
Okay.
taste, and so like I am a real stickler for both sex and violence
Yeah.
in my movies when I'm making them. But also, at the same time, I can enjoy a good
Right,
Transformers.
you can
or,
turn your brain off for a
I
little bit.
I can enjoy any of
have
those
some
movies,
popcorn
but,
for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, like I'm with you guys. Like if making movies, if I was going to put something
Yeah.
like that, everybody likes titties, but you don't want to put titties in just for titty's sake. Like
Mm-hmm.
it needs to mean something. And it was really cool to almost like watch Susan Sarandon kind of get drunk on this woman's
Yes.
sexuality.
Yeah.
Like she just
it was
progressively.
a true seduction.
Oh my
and
God.
you saw it.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's one of those things, like, especially as a woman, like, being seduced that's a great, specific kind of vibe. And rather than always being the seductress, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then to be seduced by another woman, just next level hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, where was I? It was so hot. And then even like how calculated it was too, though. Like she got her so distracted and wound all up in the sex and the nudity and all, and then she's just like, oh yeah, have some blood.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't think about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And it was, it is similarly sort of predatory to what we talked about or will talk about.
We'll talk about
in one of the later episodes.
Yeah.
Let the right one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're recording these out of order, but
This was a little less conflicting.
A little bit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
Yeah.
you want to empathize with her, but by the end, you're like, you're a bitch.
Well, yeah,
She's the villain,
yeah.
because
and you don't really think of it.
Well, once you start seeing when she goes up there and you see all the coffins, you're like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah, like she's basically they all have eternal life, but the youth, right, is not what lasts. And
Right.
they're all alive up there.
But they're just
bones
Corpse.
and dust and
like
yeah.
the fact that they absolutely cannot die. That is a whole nother level of curse to inflict on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like, you'll stay young forever and you'll have all this energy and just don't go in the sun. Just don't go in the sun. This is, you are tormented with consciousness for eternity.
Yeah.
Whether you're
Fuck
just a
that.
whether you're an emotionless skeleton or
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then they can probably hear everything going
Yep.
on
Yes.
down, like knowing that was me 500 years ago. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's just next level fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
TJ?
Yep, TJ?
I very much enjoyed this movie. I had not seen it before. We guys already touched on a lot of the things that we already had. The cellist death scene or kill scene. Do you expect most of this movie? All of it is like it's all so seductive, even in how it's shot and how it's edited as you're going, and as you're watching these scenes start to unfold, you can feel yourself like, oh my, right? Like I'm really like I'm so drawn into like I can't help but like lean in and see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
And specifically the Susan Sarandon scene, like you can feel the seduction just sitting there watching it, just in how it was edited, how it was shot. Was it like overhead shot when like that, like it's just like it's so visceral, the feeling that you have as you're watching it. And then I texted you as I was virtual watching it.
Right.
There's got a song from Franz Schubert in it, which is also in one of my favorite movies, Barry Lyndon. Oh. And I've listened to this song like 5 million times in my life. And it very much reminded me of when I was in college and I was taking a film class. And before we would watch the movie, we would have like a break. And then I would go outside and get very high before I would go in and then watch the movie.
Nice.
And I went out and I used my friend's iPad and I was listening to This Is the End by The Doors came on.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice.
gosh.
And then I go inside and I'd never seen the movie we were watching before, which was Apocalypse Now.
Oh my God.
So then
That's a crazy. You
I
must have been
lost my
losing
mind.
your shit.
Yes.
Holy
and I couldn't tell
balls.
anyone. You know what I mean? I'm just like, does anybody know how amazing this is right now? So that's kind of how I felt watching this movie by myself in my living room. When the song came on, I'm like,
Nice.
what?
Oh, you're like, somebody, why is somebody here to enjoy this with me? Oh, that's great. That's great.
But yeah, overall, like I definitely want to watch it again because I had only seen it the one time.
Same.
The opening, and also another trope I love is I love the idea of a vampire couple
Yeah.
that go out and hunt
Yes.
for their own prey
Yep.
and then bring them home and feast on them before then being their vampire couple again. That's such a great vampire trope that
They're like the
never gets
foreplay.
old. Yes, exactly.
Also,
exactly.
how hot is that furnace in their basement?
Right?
Because it takes like cremation things have to be hot enough to turn bone into ashes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like have they been building that for 1,000 years? or-
Maybe she
Yeah.
had it like custom
Yeah.
made or something. Yeah, because she is old. She's old and rich enough to do it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes.
'Cause, yeah,
Another great visual, like when he throw the garbage bags of the people in, how the heat of the fire just sort of
Yes.
like starts crinkling the. It's so it's like whatever. Is there something called for a word for visual ASMR? Because that's what that is. You're just mesmerized
Yeah.
looking at the fire play over these garbage bags and in slow motion, really, and it really is fantastic work.
Yeah.
That opening scene is like in a handful of opening scenes, probably like similar to Up, but in a very different way.
Oh.
Of just like I could just watch that and be satisfied.
Yep.
I don't need to necessarily watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I will. But this movie's incredible from beginning to end. But I could watch just that, and that alone is enough for me to be like,
Yeah.
Well, that's
That's
an
ever.
incredible opening scene because
Yeah.
you're totally in on the movie at that point.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's no stopping
Yeah.
you. I want to see this
the
through the end.
aesthetics, the Bowie, the Bauhaus. I mean,
Or
oh
just
my
those
god.
cool, like every time you see them, like when you see the Blaylocks, they're over a table where the table's lit from underneath.
Yes.
Oh my
and
God.
it's just like it's so crisp in terms of like the jewelry they have on. And
The sunglasses.
Can we talk about those cool ass unks?
Yes.
Oh, with the fucking
Oh,
knives
yes.
in them?
Yes.
I want one of those so bad.
Right?
Yes, those
Yeah.
things are very awesome.
How
Yes.
badass.
Dude,
Yeah.
I had one like that.
Did you really?
It was the Autobot logo, but it clicked out and it was a little knife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know where I got it. It just like
Oh
was
my God.
around at some point.
It reminded me of Cruel Intentions with Sarah Michelle
I never
Gellar's
saw
like crucifix full of cocaine.
That's
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
amazing. Wait,
I
you
mean,
had an Autobot with a blade in the...
It was the Autobot logo.
Right.
It was a necklace that was like the Autobot logo, but you could click it out and it had a little knife in it.
Oh my God.
I don't know where I got it from.
So we had legally hungry, and now we've got transfungry. Is that what the transfunger?
Oh, legally blonde,
transfunger,
and then transfunger.
Yeah, okay.
Transfunger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those were cool on multiple levels. I liked the flashback when we do see her in ancient Egypt too, and like how much more meaning the Ankhs have specifically for her. And I mean, the literal meaning of them being eternal life.
Yeah.
That's actually why it's on the potion bottle box in Death Becomes Her.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Which, oh my God, can we talk about that?
We should do that in the movie.
That is...
That's a great
I do not want to tangent, but that is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remember loving it.
I was just about to be like, it's weird that I grew up watching that, but of course you're like, when I was a kid.
No. Dude, my mom would show us the craziest shit as a kid. It was like that. It was Antonioni's Blow Up. It was all that jazz at like 9.
Because how weird is it that Mom showed you Blow Up and I showed you Blow Out?
Yeah.
That is so
like,
funny.
You would think it would be the opposite way around since my mom...
since
my wife has a huge crush on John Travolta, but no, it was actually the other way around.
I was talking about this with a friend of ours, Dan Halprin.
Yeah.
And he was like, your dad didn't show you these movies?
Aww.
And I was like, I think when we were bored to tears watching 2001 at like 8 years old, you probably just gave up.
Aww.
And you're like, I'll wait till they're older. And but our mom didn't. So she just kept showing us this
that's
shit.
funny. She's like, I'm not giving up.
I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep showing them the weird shit.
Yeah, no, my mom would be like, you can't watch Beavis and Butthead. That's gross. And then like Saturday Night Fever is on.
Yeah.
And they're at the bridge scene. And I'm just like, the fuck is happening? Okay, yeah, totally. That totally makes sense. Yeah.
You can't watch Batman, but let's watch Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Or Schindler's List.
Oh. Yeah, we watched their movies mostly.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, because you couldn't watch Iron Man because it was too violent. But you got to watch Schindler's List.
Oh my God.
I think it's where my opinions on violence and sex come from.
That makes sense,
which
actually.
Is, she was of the mind that like, if we were going to watch something violent, it had to be real.
Right.
It wasn't going to be cartoon violence.
Or glorifying
Or glorified
it. Yeah.
violence, you know? And again, I can enjoy all those things. I love Batman. I love all these things. But to this day, I still feel like there is something I don't want to say enjoy, but I'm attracted to in the movies I'm watching when it feels real and when it feels more, you know.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. And I think that's a pretty smart way to go about it too. Just like introducing to like, okay, this kind of stuff happens, but it's real. It's not pretend. Like, and this is what it looks like when it's real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a bad thing that my son knows who all these people are on my
I knew
horror
who all
shirt?
those people were too.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a bad thing.
No, your kids
Depends
are
on
gonna be
what,
cool as
you know.
Your kids are gonna be cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They better be. You've got no choice.
They're
boys, you
already
understand?
cool.
No
Yeah,
pressure.
that's
No
true.
pressure.
That
guys.
is true.
I don't know. I haven't met them. But no pressure.
They're adorable.
Oh, I mean, I saw the little Chucky. That was very,
Yes.
very cute. He was so happy.
With his knife.
With
Yes.
his knife.
Threatening.
Oh, I
yes.
didn't see that.
Threatening
Oh,
scarecrow.
sure.
Oh my God, adorable. And I love the Michael Myers being the Santa Claus of Halloween. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where's Michael?
Where's Michael Myers? He's coming. He's coming. Don't worry.
He'll be back next year.
Don't worry. He's coming.
Yep, you just have to be nice.
Yeah, you better be.
Better be nice.
Start
That's
cleaning
all.
your room.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be scared. He's going to be like, awesome, Michael Myers is coming. Let me just throw some more crap on the floor.
Well, then threaten him. Like, if you don't clean up your room, Michael Myers won't come visit you.
Yeah.
Now we got to take reverse psychology. He doesn't buy that.
I
He
know.
doesn't buy that. That is a fallacy. That does not work.
Yeah.
And you have to leave a dead babysitter on a plate for him at night so he can take.
There we go. Now we're vulnerable. There we go.
Sonia almost fucking died on
Yay!
She did.
Yay! I almost choked Sonia. Yay! I love when that
Nickel
happens.
for every time I heard that.
There we go.
I can't. On set, the director's going, "Yay! I almost choked Sonia."
It's usually my scene partners who are like, "Oh my God, I did it! I did a joke."
Oh my god.
Sorry, not sorry.
Something else from The Hunger.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, TJ.
I very much enjoyed the performance of the guy who played Susan Sarandon's husband or boyfriend
Oh,
character.
I quite like
Cliff,
that guy.
Yeah.
Cliff Curtis? Not Cliff
Yeah,
Curtis.
well,
no,
he's
it's not.
great. That guy. I've seen him in multiple things, but I don't remember everything he said his name. Cliff something.
It's Cliff.
He was
something.
fantastic. In this.
Yeah.
And his relationship with her. I hated seeing him go.
It reminds me of
He always plays that guy.
Yeah.
too, in
Yeah.
the movie.
this is such a weird pull, but have you guys seen the Bee movie?
Cliff
No.
DeYoung.
No.
Sorry.
There's
Yeah.
a character in the Bee movie because the main woman like starts a relationship with a fucking bee. And her
the B movie.
the
I
B
have
movie.
seen the B movie.
Yeah,
Yes,
and,
okay.
and her like fiance is like, "Are you what's happening here?
Right.
This is a fucking beat." And he's like played off as the bad guy. But watching this, I'm like, it's the same dynamic where I'm like, he's right.
He is
Yeah.
right.
You're
Yeah.
fucking leaving him for a vampire woman. Like
You cheated on him.
he's right.
Yeah,
But
that's
we're
valid.
pretending like he's the bad guy and unreasonable.
I mean, he was. I didn't think he was bad, but there was like he had some sort of a little bit of dicky misogyny
Oh,
vibes.
absolutely.
But,
But that's
he
also
did not deserve.
That's 1983
Yeah.
male.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
that just seems
Yeah.
unavoidable at that period of time.
I remember once someone talking about this very specific thing is that if you have these compelling characters, whether they're good or bad, it's usually the person of reason that people are against. Your
That's
audience goes
interesting.
against. Like if you watch Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
everybody hates Skylar.
Yeah, true.
Why? Because she's the actual voice of reason.
That
Yeah.
is such.
She's preventing them
Yeah.
from doing all the cool stuff that's in the show.
Yes.
So I'm watching Breaking Bad right now, and I'm showing it to my fiance for the first time.
Aw.
And she's like, "This is the unreasonable character that everybody hates."
Yeah.
She was like, "I'm on her side."
Yeah, everybody.
She's
You-
like
as
the
you should
biggest
be.
shooter. She's
As
like,
you should be.
she's like, she's right. All she's asked Walt to do is not lie to her
Yeah.
and not assault her.
Yep.
And she's the bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, how did you phrase it, Rob? Like if you have strong, good or bad characters,
Doesn't matter. It's the voice,
It's
of,
the voice of
reason that
reason.
people will
That's
go
really
against. Yeah.
interesting.
Because
That's
you
funny.
want whatever it is that they're doing. If you're with them, they want you to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless someone steps in to stop them, and the person who's usually steps in to stop
Yes.
them is the voice of reason.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
That's some fun psychology. I
yeah,
like
it's,
that a
it's
lot.
wild to watch, and
I mean, I guess it
any-
makes sense,
yeah.
especially in film or like something for entertainment purposes. Like you're like, yeah, no, go back to her house, please. I want to see what else. Go do other stuff.
Yeah.
Don't go home and go to bed with your husband. Go to her house. That's just really interesting.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah, absolutely. I wanna talk a little bit more though because I'm so in love with
Yes,
the guy,
no, please.
about Dick Smith.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
please do.
His makeup in this is incredible, and if
Unreal.
you know, again, you're talking. This is before, so there have been several leaps in makeup effects over the course of the years. Obviously, from like when you started with guys doing like Frankenstein or like Lon Chaney, who used to literally suffer for his art. He would put, for like Phantom of the Opera, he put fishhooks in his nose to pull his nose up and all these different things. The onset of foam latex was a huge advancement. It didn't start with Planet of the Apes, but Planet of the Apes is sort of the thing that pushed it forward because they all had to be. With him, he was one of the guys who started the concept of bladders. Bladders were literally balloons that went underneath the skin. You see a lot of that. We see a lot of that when we reviewed both The Howling and American Werewolf in London. That was he did that initially first with The Exorcist, where her throat swells up. Mm-hmm. That was like this is insanely innovative thing
That's
that
so
he did.
cool.
And then when you later see it, there's scenes in Altered States where William Hurt wakes up in the middle of the night, and his arm starts bubbling up. That all came from
That's so
from
cool.
this. So he's such an innovator of things. And then when you look at David Bowie aging in the waiting room, he would take things like he took like these. I forget exactly what it was, but he put like shavings of hair onto the cast or whatever, and I could be 100% wrong. He did something with static electricity to make them stick out.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you watch, he's got like little hairs, like old man hairs growing out of his jawbone.
That makes sense because it's like that's how they do it in model making too. They make static charged grass to make that stand up on end.
Flocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, so he was a real innovative, and
That's
what was great
awesome.
about him at that time, because there was no internet, because there was not everybody wanted to be a makeup artist. The people who wanted to be makeup artists would mail him letters. Rick Baker, Tom Savini would mail letters and say, "How did you do this?" And
Oh my god.
he would send them back notes and notes and notes of exactly how he did it. He was one of those guys who did not at all believe in gatekeeping
love that.
because he wanted he knew that this business had to have a life after him.
Yes.
So that he would then, go ahead and teach these guys.
And now they're continuing my legacy.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this guy. So I got to meet him very briefly at a convention once, and I was able to say how wonderful I thought he was. I shook his left hand, which I shouldn't have done because I didn't realize in World War II he lost a finger. So here's the thing. Doing all this stuff he did with 9 fingers.
God damn.
Like he was missing a finger and he was still able to do these incredible sculpts. So I think it was his dominant hand was missing the finger that he was.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, and he's a master sculptor. Like that's the other thing too. If you're going to be a good makeup artist or character artist, he had to be a master sculptor. And, The Godfather, he's the person who came up with those jaw pieces that had to, age everybody. And you're right. He had to build up David Bowie's cheekbones.
Oh my God, really?
So that the jowls would hang off the cheekbones.
Oh, right. Because you can't just give him jowls.
You can't just give him jowls because his head would look like an hour clock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had to give him these. He had to build those up and then draw and then literally sag the.
The skin is insanely impressive. The delicacy and a lot of times with aging makeup, it can look really dry and cakey. It looked so soft and delicate.
Yeah.
And just when throughout the waiting room scene at first, I didn't realize what was happening because
it was so subtle,
so subtle and so well done.
And you're talking probably 2 full weeks of shooting because he anytime you bent back to him, that had to come off.
Right.
And then it
just
would be
the next step up.
4 or 5 hours. So it was probably the next day that they had to shoot the next piece of evolution of his aging
and
process.
have to put everything back on and then build a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything is a separate sculpture. Everything's a separate mold. Everything is a separate, that has to go on his face. So I mean, he was an incredible, incredible guy.
Yeah.
So I can't. I think anytime I have the opportunity to talk about Dick Smith on this podcast, I'm going to talk about him.
Understood.
Because there's always some other aspect that we haven't even touched yet.
Yeah.
That he did.
That's so cool.
We talked to, we have to redo The Exorcist because The Exorcist, we did as a test run.
I was going to say, wait, when did we do that?
It was a
episode.
test run. We don't actually have it.
We have video of it.
We have video of it, yeah.
Yes.
But I'd love to redo the Exorcist again and talk about it.
I would love to watch that again. Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen that a few times.
Because I would love to talk about Dick Smith's incredible work on
absolutely.
that. The head spinning, the vomit, all He's just one of those guys that goes down in the annals of film and cinema history the way John Ford would, the way John Williams would, the way Steven Spielberg would. In everyone, Edith Head, in terms of the wardrobes, and when it comes to makeup and special makeup, he is there. He's right at the top of the list.
I love the not gatekeeping. That's because that's unfortunately kind of a rarity.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that either. Of don't you want to? That's one of the reasons I love Adam Savage so much. He's like, I want to pass on my knowledge to the next generation. And what else is the point of it?
And Savini was the same way. Tom Savini, I remember going to conventions and I had artwork that I would show him. I said, I'd love to. And he would say, you're wasting too much time with this cable. Go from here to here. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And he was like that too. But then, of course, comes the internet, and there's so many people that want to be makeup artists now, so that he actually had to open a school. Right. So there's a Tom Savini school that he would teach you. And there were so many people. He unfortunately had to sort of make it sort of like a scholarship sort of thing. That he had to select certain people. But he was another guy who was totally not a gatekeeper. He actually wrote a book. One of the best books on movie makeup is by Tom Savini.
Aww.
I have to find it.
I need that. Yeah.
I had it for many, many years. I think I read it dead. You know what I mean? Like
it disintegrated.
Like how you listen to a record, aging myself so long that the grooves are gone. I think the book was just blank by the time.
I love it.
Because I started in movie makeup. That's how I started.
Yeah.
So
was it Grand Illusions?
Grand Illusions. Yep.
That's the book.
You can get it for $13.
Oh wow!
Birthday's coming up.
Excuse me, Jesus. 40 on Thrift Books. We'll find it. I'll find it.
All right, awesome.
I need this in my life.
It's a great.
We'll put that in the show notes down below.
Great book. Yeah, if you have the chance to get it, get it. Absolutely.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. we talk about Stephen Bigelow. We talk about Tony Scott. It's interesting. I'm not going to do a bunch of trivia at the end. There's trivia along here that I'm still talking about.
Oh, it's
and there's trivia that I have to say for 2 lies in the face or whatever we do. And but Tony Scott actually wasn't the original guy. They originally wanted Alan Parker. Now, if you know Alan Parker, he's another incredible English director. He directed Pink Floyd The Wall.
Oh,
he directed
right.
Midnight Express. He directed Angela's Ashes. He directed a lot of amazing. We talked about him. He directed Angel Heart.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
if you
right.
look at, you could see a very similar visual connection that you can understand why they wanted him.
Right.
To
Yeah.
do
Absolutely.
The Hunger.
Absolutely.
They also wanted Ridley Scott to do it at one point, but he was the one who was busy doing 1983. I think he was busy doing. Shit, I don't remember what he was doing in 1983, but he then suggested his brother,
Nice.
Tony. So it ultimately made its way to Tony Scott, which no complaints,
No
notes
complaints
whatsoever.
at all.
Yeah.
I have an avenue I'm going to steer this.
Okay.
Stabby Avenue.
So let me walk you through. I'm glad we've had, because we were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago. I'm glad we've had time.
Okay.
Because I've created a pet project for myself.
Okay.
So when I watched this, right, and Sonia brought this up, like it feels like it's written by a woman, and my initial thought was actually more that it was probably written by a gay man. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking at the writers, and I couldn't find anything on that. It was written by 2 men, but I couldn't find anything in that regard. But then I found out this was based on a novel
By Whitley Strieber.
Does anybody know what Whitley Strieber's been up to in the last few years? So he wrote this, Wolfen. He has since become like a Hollow Earth, like alien truther, like
Wait, was it Whitley Strieber or the screenwriter?
No, Whitley Strieber.
Oh my God.
Really? Who is like the government's run by lizard people, and there's like ice wall shit. He has a podcast.
Oh my God.
I have, for the last few weeks, been commenting and getting responses trying to get on his show.
Oh my God.
Are you getting on right now?
I'm Whitley,
streaming.
If you're listening. I doubt he's listening, and I sure hope he's not. Because I've been like, there's these like, oh, the ancient Egyptians had this like device that could summon this light snake, and this guy, he was interviewing this guy who like created a device that could summon the light snake, and I was like, I have found a way of summoning this without a device like this. God. Please contact me immediately. I can't put my findings out there over text.
Oh my God.
They will come for me.
Oh
so
my God, Josh.
I've been getting responses though.
Oh, this is not
That's
good,
the
Josh.
crazy
From
part.
Whitley Strieber?
Not from him yet, but from like his audience.
Oh my God.
So it is my.
I will say I did not know anything about this.
I've been doing this secretly for the last 2 weeks.
Oh my God, dude.
If they come up on my feed, I'll like it. I'll hit the like copy link so it like keeps showing up in my feed.
Oh my God.
I'll comment on it. So that is
you algorithming the algorithm.
Yeah, he is.
I will update all of you.
Oh my God. Is it like your normal screen name, or did you make a throwaway
No,
account?
it's my YouTube account that I use casually has no ties to me.
Okay. Cool. Just in case, you never know, somebody gets pissed off. But that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I can't put it out there, or they'll come for me.
They'll come for you.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, now they're going to know if they do hear this.
Yes,
It's true. It's true.
So join us in July when we're looking for a new co-host.
Because they came for me.
They came for him.
Yeah, man, I have to send you some of his stuff. It's crazy. And like I think it's interesting. I don't think it's real, but it is interesting to me.
I like the theory that if being 2 male writers, if they were gay.
Yeah, that was what dropped me on this. But
yeah, no, I could see that, because that's there is this sort of almost pedestal.
That's me.
Oh my God.
I'll send a screenshot to you guys.
This idolization that gay men kind of have for like the female form in this weird kind of artistic putting it up on a pedestal way. So I guess I could kind of see that. But I don't know, it definitely...
there is a aesthetic, and I think it plays into that eroticism that usually only like queer filmmakers have. That is very rare to see outside of that, especially queer male filmmakers.
Yeah. The scene where he kills the violinist, that in itself was almost like fighting it was a seduction in and of itself. Like he was trying to almost to seduce himself into doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
To work up the courage.
Yeah.
And I really hoped he wasn't gonna. I just kept him like,
I
something's gonna
also
happen.
was
Something's
like-
gonna happen. It's okay. It's not gonna. Oh shit.
Well, and then like also, like it didn't really help him.
Exactly.
At all.
It didn't do anything. It was too late. So she's dead, and you're still an old man.
Yeah.
It was awful. That was a gut wrenching scene.
Yes, it was.
Because and the look on her face as she's in her peripheral, like,
Because she also,
I've had that. I know that look. Like every woman alive has had that look, and she nailed it.
Yeah.
Man, just the like, I'm concerned, but don't look too concerned because that could trigger something.
Yeah.
Just be aware, but don't say anything. Like,
And she was just that right sort of character trope where you just figured, oh, she'll make it through.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
100%.
so that was just so much more shocking when
Yep.
it happened.
That was very, very shocking.
Yeah. Can we talk briefly? Because no one ever talks about this. Can we talk about that weird cameo of Willem Dafoe and Bill Paxton
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh my God.
at the telephone booth?
I forgot I took notes on this
Yeah.
one. This was the only movie I took notes on, and I gotta find it because I'm pretty sure I was like, is that baby Willem Dafoe?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yep, that was my
Willem-
last note of the whole movie, baby Willem Dafoe.
And that was Bill Pankow, who's at the time a fairly big actor. I'm looking at something. Okay, because
Oh yeah, I forgot. I took good notes on this.
yeah, because also Willem Dafoe and Bill Pankow worked together 2 years later in William Friedkin's To Live and Die in L.A.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So because my first thought was like, oh, were they on the set of To Live and Die in L.A. and they just happened to be there? Kind of like the way like you see Kevin Bacon in the beginning of Planes, Trains, and
Yes.
Automobiles, because he was shooting those simultaneously.
Yeah.
But no, they just happened to work like they would.
That's so
They
funny.
just happened to work
Yeah.
together on this project, and then happened to work on.
Aww.
Yeah, it says it. Director Ridley Scott had actively campaigned for casting Willem Dafoe in a small part. But that was
That's
it.
really
yeah.
Wild. Because
Yeah.
I did a double take when I first saw it. I was like,
Yeah.
is that fucking Willem Dafoe? And he has such a unique face. Like, there's no mistaking
No,
it.
there's no, yeah.
But it was that thing of like you weren't expecting to see
Yeah,
Willem
and he was
Dafoe.
also super young.
Yes,
Yeah.
super young,
but-
and it's so tiny.
Yeah.
I took some cool notes, and I'm glad I did because I forgot some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. I know the vampire movie Blade. Are they based on a comic or are they an original?
Blade's based on a
Blade's
comic.
based on a
It
comic.
is.
Yeah.
It was actually it wasn't the first Marvel comic, but it was the first comic that ushered in serious
Right.
Marvel superhero characters.
So the club scene,
The first one being Howard the Duck. Okay. Yeah.
the opening club scene, is that like maybe taken out of the graphic novel or?
Oh, probably not. No, it was a very different aesthetic.
Okay, because that was what the vibe
Right?
I got.
It was
like,
way closer to like a blaxploitation character, I think. Than
gotcha.
Is my understanding.
Oh, from
Blade.
the comic? No, yeah, Blade was, yeah.
Okay.
Blade became what that was. I got to be honest. It might have been more of a chicken and egg thing. That look may have Stephen Norrington may have borrowed from The Hunger.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Because
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
yeah, the Blade opening scene inspired by the club opening scene
Yeah,
at the
that I
Vampire
would
Club.
not be shocked
I
about.
could believe
That was the note.
That I would
That
not
was
be
the first
shocked
note
about.
I took. I was like,
Yeah.
that had to be some kind of homage.
Oh, that probably was.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
That makes sense.
And then also, I liked in the beginning, first of all, just the fucked up monkey experiments, but my God.
Yeah.
But the cutting of them back and forth, like as
that was
they're
brilliant.
describing like the primal nature of certain things.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. This is gonna get ugly.
And
Yeah.
even sort of playing with censorship in that of the monkeys, along with the gore and the it was it really made me lean forward in terms of like, oh, they're using these 3 or 4 different tracks to get a new emotion.
Yeah.
There's a concept in music, and I forget what it's called. Maybe you can, you know this, where like if you hit a note here and a note here, and you hit them and you almost hear like a third note. You know, it's like that was what I was getting. I forget what it's called. But
it has a name, but yeah, like
and so seeing these two images juxtaposed, you get almost like a third image that isn't there.
Yes, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a cool way of thinking about it. That's gonna drive me nuts now.
I can't think of the name of it.
That is such a cool way to describe it. Like they each have their own feeling, and then together it creates.
Yeah, as you're cutting back and forth.
It's like Ratatouille.
It's like Ratatouille.
Yes.
Or I mean, fucking. We're not unique. Never mind. Hitchcock talks about that.
Oh. No, I'm not saying it. Like I hadn't thought of that way. But yeah. Like dissonant notes. No, that's
something.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look it up. Like I feel like
We'll put that in the show notes.
Okay.
Yes. Where are we?
50-ish.
Oh my god! All right.
Okay. Shit.
Want to do Two Faces and a what is it called?
Two Truths and a Die.
Okay. All right. Let's do Two Truths and a Die. Start the zany thing. Okay.
Two Truths and a Die.
David Bowie had to learn how to play the cello for this film.
Okay.
Cameraman Hugh Johnson became involved with Catherine Deneuve while making the film, and they lived together for about 2 years.
That sounds so insane. It has to be true.
Nice. Okay.
I have to scroll down to the other one here. Okay.
Imagine you're the cinematographer, and you're like, my assistant is hooking up with her?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Excuse me?
Yeah. All of this film, the entire film was shot in London.
No, there's no way. Parts of that look like New York.
But, I mean, if any city was going to be New York, it would be London.
I'm going to say the first one is not true.
I think that
Bowie
is true.
probably may have known how to play the cello prior to filming, would be my guess. I don't know. The second one seems too intricate, and I feel like the third one is not true.
I feel like the third one's the lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the third one is true, is what I meant.
Yeah. Oh.
So you're going on the first one.
I'm going on the first one.
We're
I'm going to take a wild card.
I'm going
here.
the third one.
Third one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Most of it was shot in London. The exteriors were shot in New York.
Okay.
There you go.
So
I was
you're
I'm like picturing her walking along Central Park West. So I'm like,
yeah.
Bowie just casually
that was a good
learned
one,
how to
though.
play.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but yes,
Violin
Catherine Deneuve did hook up with the
Of course,
cameraman.
Some guys really have it all.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, that was too crazy for you to be able to make.
I
that
know.
one up.
That's I love that.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. What else? What are we doing? Okay. Well, let's do it.
Smash.
Oh,
Across the
we
board.
know the answer.
Across the
including
board.
Dan Hedaya.
Yeah.
honestly.
Entire-
Just
Cast.
across the board.
Yeah. There's no reason to
Yep.
do that. Okay.
It's very smashable cast.
Yep. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Arguably, I'll say it right now,
Mm-hmm.
the most smashable cast.
So far,
Next to Ratatouille.
this is Ratatouille.
The most match of any movie we've
of any
covered.
movie.
Of any movie ever, or the ones we're just covering this month.
I'll put my cards on the table. I'll say any movie ever.
Really?
I'll put it.
I feel like we had another one. I will remember.
another
We
one?
had another movie where we were like, "Holy shit, this is
This
the most
is a- this
smashable
is a-
cast
a-
ever."
Top shelf cast.
Yeah, I can't. We've done so many at this point
We've
that I
done
can't. But I
so
know we
many
had
movies.
that comment. So this is gonna. I mean, it's up there for sure. It's hard.
We should do a Smasher Pass sports bracket.
Oh my god.
Next March Madness. We
Oh,
put up our
that's a good idea.
movies based on smashable cast.
Oh my god. And see
we
who
have
comes
them-
out on top.
We have them vote on social media.
I love
All
that
right,
so
let's
much.
write
I'm
that
writing that
down.
down.
That's a
I am.
good
I
idea.
am. It's brilliant.
I don't fully understand what you're saying, but I'm
You
all
were
on
on
board.
Whether the
Fire
whole cast,
today,
okay,
man.
if the whole cast, we go with based on a hot cast.
Yeah.
We put brackets like March Madness, and the audiences vote for which cast is hotter.
Yeah. Okay.
And we see who the last two
Who
are.
the last two are?
Cast or characters?
Cast.
Okay.
Because we do Smasher / based on cast.
No, we usually do it based
Based on-
well,
Well,
I mean,
usually-
it's kind of a mix.
We go
where's your-
through the cast.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay, then we'll put. Here's why I'll say characters.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Lee. No. The Crow.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that's
There you
how
go.
it goes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so TJ,
So I think it
you're
does
right. It has
depend.
to be the cast. It has to be the cast.
Okay. Demi Road March Madness smash okay. I'm writing it
Okay.
via my
Right.
typewriter on my old
Your old
ass
ass
phone.
phone.
Yeah, I know we can hear it from here.
Yeah.
I know.
And then when you hear ding and you went like
my
that.
R
Yeah.
key is stuck. Just,
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you need the ink band that
yeah, the ribbon. You want a ribbon?
You need a new ribbon? Oh, I can get you one for your birthday.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, we have to order it from Austria, but yeah, it'll be here in time.
It'll be here by
Yeah.
the summer. Yeah.
Yes,
Marty, we gotta
exactly.
get a ribbon from 1982.
Now you sound like the Macho Man or Hulk Hogan.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Marty, we
Yeah,
got
brother.
you, brother. Here we're going to go.
got you for 3 minutes.
Got you for 3 minutes.
of playtime.
That's plenty. With the time machine, that's 4 hours, my brother.
We're going to 1982.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, now we're Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah.
This is bonkers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of yet another episode of the Stabby Road Podcast. Thank you so much for joining and spending some time with us. We love spending time with you. If you want to follow us on our socials, please follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Blue Sky. And then please, please, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out. It helps you out. It'll get you little notifications when we get new episodes and new content. So go ahead and do that. On behalf of all of us here at the Stabby Road Podcast, my name is Rob Graydon.
I'm TJ Kiss.
I am Sonia Harcourt.
Stabby take Josh.
And
thank you for taking a
walk
walk
along the
Stabby
David
Road.
Bowie cheekbones.
Brother!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!
The Stabby Road Podcast was created by Joe Senna, hosted by Rob Graydon, Sonia Harcourt, and Joe Senna. Recording technicians Josh Graydon and Eric Todd. The Stabby Road Podcast is a production of Fourth Castle. All rights reserved. See you next week.